Hello and welcome to Mr. Haas's Math Help videos. This is Lesson 6, Part 2. As I promised you, it's a little bit broken up because there's all these different models, these different concepts, so I didn't want to throw it all together. I didn't want you to have to watch all through the other one to get to this part. So, in this one, we're going to talk about where they're using number lines. Okay? So here's our number line. And in the example that they gave us, we have 3/4 of a yard of ribbon. Okay, so here's our 0, right? And over here is our 3/4. All right. And let's put in our other quarter marks. So this would be 1/4 or 1/4. And here would be 2/4, also known as 1/2. Okay, so those are our other divisions. And they ask us to, it said, Mr. Garcia has 3/4 of a yard of ribbon to make badges for winners of the science fair. He uses 1/8 of a yard of ribbon for each badge. 1/8 of a yard. Well, we know that these are fourths, and then half of a fourth is 1/8. So if I do this, that's 1/8, right? This distance here is 1/8. All right. And we know that this distance down here is 1/8. All right, well, I'm going to divide this and make eighths. And this is 1/8. And this is 1/8. And that's 1/8. Oh, that's good. So each one of these are eighths. Let's count them. I have 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8. 6/8. Well, if I divide each of these by, what can we divide by? Oh, we can divide by 2. All right, divide by 2, because they're both even numbers. And I end up with 3 up on top, and I end up with 4. Look at that, 3/4. Okay, well, how many ribbons can he make? Well, each one of these is 1/8. He can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can get 6 of them. Hey, look, 6/8. That's the same thing we had. Cool. So that's how you do those. A little bit easier in this case because it was nice, even ones. But let's do another model that they gave us in the an example. So it's a little trickier. So here they said that they have 4/3. And you say, well, how much is that? Well, here's our number line, right? And we're starting off with 0 down here. And this one's going to be 1. And let's divide this into thirds. Okay, well, so this is going to be 1/3 of the way. And this is going to be 2/3. And we go over, and this would be another third, right? So it'd be 1, and 1/3. Well, 1/3 is equal to 3/3, right? Plus that 1/3. Well, that's how we get that 4/3. That's what 4/3 is. So here's 4/3. Okay, so then they say that it's divided by 1/6. All right, well, 4/3 divided by 1/6. Well, if this is a third, if we divide that in half, right, this would be 1/6. And this would be halfway through, so this would be a sixth as well, right? Well, this would also be known as 2/6, right? This one would be 3/6. This one's also known as 4/6. I'm basically multiplying the top and the bottom by 2, right? 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6. Over here, 1 times 2 is 2, and 3 times 2 is 6. Let's divide this one. Let's see. This would be 4/6 plus 1/6. That's 5/6. We know that 1/6 is the same as, or 1 is the same as 6/6. I'm getting used to saying sixths. And over here, we divide this distance, and it's 1 more 6. This would be 7/6. And this one here is the same as 8/6. And this is getting a little messy, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to circle those in red so that we can see all the sixths together. So here's a sixth, there's a sixth, that's a sixth, there's a sixth, another, here's another, and there's the last one. Okay, so if we divided 4/3, that was this distance all the way down here, by 1/6, how many of these chunks of 1/6 can we get out? If we divided it, cut it up into 1/6 parts, how big are they going to be? Well, let's see. I've got one here, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6/6, 7, 8. I get 8 of them. 8/6, or 8 of those 1/6 things. So he's going to get 8 of those. All right. So that's how you do using a number line to find out a fraction divided by a fraction. Okay? If we need help, we'll do a few more. Thanks. See you in class.